What's up, everybody? Welcome into a brand new episode of the Broken Wolverine Podcast, live on YouTube and Facebook this evening. No, we are not at the Tricky Triangle like we were on Sunday, Jake. But man, oh man, I'm your host, Matt Cotto. Alongside me, as always, is the one Jake Belch. Jake, Pocono, baby, Pocono. What a blast, first of all. Let's talk about that.
Oh, God, yeah. Amazing tailgate, amazing people, amazing food, amazing race.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to lie. That was one of the, we continue doing it every single year, right? And I think I said it on a post this past Monday. And I was like, I remember my first Broken Wolverine Podcast tailgate. There was four people. And literally everyone brought their own food, and there was just a flag flying. No one even knew a tailgate even existed. Then year two, we got a little bit bigger. Then year three, we got a little bit bigger. And this year, folks, man, if you missed us at Pocono, well, first of all, I'm sorry because we've been posting and talking about it now for the last year. Man, what a fever dream that was. Absolute fever dream, dude.
That was, in my eyes, perfection.
Perfection in a nutshell. And to be honest with you, though, like, for all the fans that are listening to us live now, next year, obviously, tailgate will be on as well when we go back to Pocono. So don't worry about that whatsoever. But man, oh man, dude, what a day in general, right? And in regards to Pocono, I mean, the 1 o'clock green flag start kind of was like, damn, we haven't had one of those in a long time. Kind of threw off the like tailgate vibe a little bit because everything felt condensed and rushed. But I mean, I will say this on air, and we're going to be talking about Pocono all episode. Credit to where credit's due. NASCAR gets a lot of shit, in my opinion, on decision-making and stupidity that they do. They made the right call, by the way. They made the right call this past Sunday at Pocono. Starting that race at 1 o'clock. Yeah, the race ended around like 4:45. And then if you were in the car driving home, there was a storm that came right through Blakesley and Long Pond, Pennsylvania. That would have essentially flooded the track out. They would have had the jet dryers out there, and then obviously we would have lost the sunlight, and we probably would have ran the Pocono, probably 3:15 or something stupid like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give NASCAR a ton of credit, and credit where credit's due, of course. They made the right call, even though for the tailgate, I mean, it stinks that we went from, basically a tailgate going until 3 o'clock until 1 o'clock, but again, at the same time, it is what it is. Great call by NASCAR, though. But you still recovering?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. I want to get back up there, man. It's like Pocono posted, can't come soon enough.
I know. And like I said, folks, for all of you who are listening to us live on Facebook and YouTube, we will be back up next year for the 5th annual tailgate. But, Jake, before we get started, a couple of things I wanted to announce to the show. Again, if you love what you're hearing from the Broken Wolverine Podcast, please feel free to follow us on Facebook at the Broken Wolverine Podcast, YouTube at the Broken Wolverine Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. Smash the follow button. If you miss us live, those episodes will be posted up on the streaming platforms for your listening viewership. And also, take a look at us on TikTok at the Broken Wolverine Pod. So, finally, next show announcement for all the fans. Well, Pocono was a blast. It definitely was. If you miss us at Dover and you miss us at Pocono, we will be down at Richmond. You got one more shot to see the Broken Wolverine Podcast this year in 2026 at Richmond Raceway. I'm stoked for that one. Really stoked. Saturday night too, under the lights, all those paint schemes. Man, I am stoked for that event. I am stoked, man. So, one more shot to see the Broken Wolverine Podcast in 2026, and our 2027 slate will be posting. We'll be talking about that, posting that up later this year. Still working out some fine details and some kinks on what we want to do with that. But one more shot to see us again, Richmond, in August. All right, Jake. Let's check out the Blue Ninja chat line. Again, if you're listening to us live on YouTube and Facebook, Blue Ninja chat line wide open for you to sit there and chime in on multiple topics tonight. We got a good segment this evening, man, on topics. Looking forward to discussing Pocono with all you. Blue Ninja chat line, let's get to it real quick. Quick to pull it up. We got Ronald. He checked in. He said, "Hey guys," and he followed it up with Christopher Bell can't catch a break. Absolutely not. And we'll talk about Bell in a little bit. Ronald, we do appreciate you. I saw you ended up posting something in one of the Facebook groups, so I commented on it. We appreciate the love and the support, man. Appreciate the comment. I forgot to like it. I saw it, fell asleep. But appreciate the love and the support. Pennsylvania Pride right there, my man. Pennsylvania Pride as well with Ronald coming from Philadelphia. So, all right, Jake, first topic of discussion this evening. Let's get to our NASCAR news. All news courtesy of jski.com. Follow them on X, Facebook, or by web at www.jski.com. First things first, Jimmy Johnson is joining TNT Sports as an analyst. In-studio analyst. I like the move, by the way.
Love it.
Rather see him as an analyst at this point than sitting there running the stupid legacy cars. So, love that a lot. Next up, what we have is Texas A&M and Haas Factory team to honor President George H.W. Bush at San Diego this weekend. So if you're a Cole Custer fan, he'll be in a Texas A&M paint scheme honoring the former President of the United States of America. Update number 3. I think this is a big one. Well, we'll get 2 updates that are huge this week. First one, Chris Buescher signs multi-year extension with RFK Racing. What do you think about that?
Huge. I think it was a perfect move.
Yeah, and Brad on his comments basically said Buescher's the type of driver that you want, obviously, in your stable. Didn't want to see him go. And that, to me, kind of indicates and points into a positive direction with RFK Racing, right? We've heard about this third quote-unquote charter that could be disappearing. Clearly, with the sale of that third charter going to Legacy, for the folks that don't understand that, Legacy Motor Club is going to be getting the third charter. They bought that third charter off Rick Ware Racing. Rick Ware Racing right now is leasing the third RFK car. That charter is leased to RFK. So there was a lot of rumors going on. What's Brad and RFK Racing going to do? There was a lot of rumblings that Brad might keep one of the cars as an open car, which to me that's very ballsy, but and very costly. But it looks like it's trending in that direction, in my opinion. Right? I mean, I don't foresee Brad retiring next year. Buescher just got signed to a multi-year extension with RFK, and I severely doubt Priest is going to leave that stable anytime soon, considering how much money Kroger's backing him.
I agree.
Update number 4 this week. John Hunter Nemechek, he'll have a new sponsor, or he'll have a sponsor next season, and that will be Mayer. Mayer announced with Legacy that they'll be sponsoring John Hunter Nemechek's car. What is Mayer? A leading distributor of electrical products and solutions. Next update, Classic Collision will be returning to sponsor Carson Hocevar in 2 races this season. For anybody that does not know what Classic Collision is, it is one of the largest privately held auto body repair providers in the U.S., and they'll be returning to Spire. Last but not least, before we get into the bigger news today, sad news as the NASCAR world lost Steve Wadd, one of the most accomplished print journalists ever stepped foot in the NASCAR Media Center. He ended up passing away this past Monday. So another death within the NASCAR family, man. So those are all the updates right now, courtesy of jski.com. But before we get into any discussion on the race weekend, the massive news coming from the garage was Jesse Love joining Wood Brothers Racing in 2027. Jake, I'm going to open up the mic to you first. What do you think of the move?
No, I know we touched on this for anybody that was watching us at Pocono on Sunday. For a brief moment, we touched on this. We knew it was coming. It was just a matter of when and who. I think this is awesome for Jesse Love to get up to the Cup Series. I just don't think it's a team that's really going to push him to the next level. Wood Brothers doesn't really get that big of a backing from Ford to begin with. So I mean, and who knows? I don't want to just say it's not going to work out. Nothing good's going to come from it. It could. Josh Berry's won in that car, so I think it's good for him to get his feet wet. I don't see it being a long longevity thing. I don't see him driving that car for long. Because when you get like a Denny Hamlin or like a Brad Kay or these older guys that step back, those guys are going to be like, oh, we want these kids that are good that are in cars that aren't that good.
Love the driver, hate the move.
Yeah.
Love the driver, hate the move. And for everyone who's been following us since 2023, Jesse Love has been one of my favorite prospects in all of NASCAR. you don't win 10 races in the ARCA Menard series, and I get it. It's the ARCA Menard series, and everyone's like, what's ARCA, Matt? Like, there's not that much talent on there. Listen, like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in a race. It doesn't matter how much talent's on the track or not, right? Jesse Love won 10 of the 20 races. He won 50% of the races in 2023 in ARCA. Very highly coveted prospect. Came up immediately right to Richard Childress Racing in 2024. He's got a total of 3 career Xfinity wins. He's got the championship from last year. I am all on board for Jesse Love jumping to the next level, not in 2027, in 2028. I think that this is a move that is going to completely backfire on his career. And here's why. 1, Wood Brothers Racing. Wood Brothers at this point has now become kind of, in my opinion, a little bit of a laughing stock with these drivers. They love to bring up the next hottest product into that car and give them the shortest leashes ever. The shortest leashes ever. And what do you mean by that? Well, let's look at it. Okay, Trevor Bayne won the Daytona 500 back in 2011. All right. Kind of like was a part-time driver. The real first full-time driver that Wood Brothers had post basically the early 2000s was Ryan Blaney. Blaney, you kind of knew what the deal was with him. Blaney was going to drive the Wood Brothers car as an affiliate to Penske, get him ready for the Cup, all that type of stuff, and that's basically where it progressed, right? 2017, Ryan Blaney was immaculate. Unbelievable in that car. Put that car 9th in the points in the final standings. Pretty damn good for an organization that has no business winning races. He won Pocono as well. You knew Blaney was going to be gone. So then after Blaney went to Penske, what they did, they tapped into the Paul Menard pool. So you got a veteran driver, basically, hopefully push yourself into maybe a playoff contention, maybe win one of these races, like the Super Speedway or something like that. Menard failed to end up winning in that car, so it's 19th. This is where it gets really interesting, in my opinion, with Wood Brothers. After Paul Menard, which, again, once Paul Menard, you kind of knew what the deal was. It was a veteran driver going into a ride, kind of finishing his career out, hopefully put the car back in victory lane. 2020, who took over for the car from Paul Menard? Matty D. Matty D got that ride essentially off of 2 races back in 2019. That was Sonoma and Bristol. Matty D, his first year at Wood Brothers, pretty decent year, made the playoffs. And this is a guy that's one of the biggest Matty D haters of all time. But had a pretty decent year, 13th in the points. Follow that up in 2021, finished 18th out of the ride. What did they do in 2022? Well, they got the hottest driver in the Xfinity Series at the time, Harrison Burton. Harrison Burton ended up riding in this car. All right. Harrison Burton finished 29th, 31st, and 16th in the points. 16th was 2024. He ended up winning that race at Daytona. There was no progression. And then again, what does Wood Brothers do? Harrison Burton's underachieving. They go after the next hottest driver, Josh Berry, after Stewart-Haas Racing ended up folding. Josh Berry was a pretty good driver in this car. I know he's not doing well this year, and I understand that for sure. 2025 Josh Berry wasn't bad. Could it have been better? Sure. But as a Penske affiliate, as a team that's kind of a B-minus level organization, made the playoffs. And not just did he make the playoffs, he ended up winning a race at Vegas. That is not an easy task to do.
Oh.
And he won it in a Wood Brothers car. And now Wood Brothers is like, okay, Josh Berry's underachieving. We want Jesse Love. We're going to go out there. The only thing I can think of, Jake, with this move is that since Wood Brothers is a Penske affiliate, and the running joke in the garage is that it's the Ford Penske car, which in my opinion, that's a joke. I mean, if it was a Ford Penske car, they would be a lot better than what they are. I'm sorry, guys. A lot better than what they are. And also, outside Ryan Blaney, none of these drivers went to Penske. I'm just saying that. The only thing I can think of, though, is that this move did come from Roger Penske, saying Josh Berry has no future within the Penske organization. Austin Cindric's on the hot seat after 2027, or after 2027. Unless Cindric ends up going off and winning 9 races next year, I think Cindric's out of the two after 27. The only thing I can think of is that they're putting Jesse Love in this vehicle in order for 2028 him making the swap over to the number 2.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way I think that this move ends up panning out.
Yeah.
Because right now, Wood Brothers is just going through drivers left and right and left and right. Like I said, Blaney, Menard, Matty D, Harrison Burton, Josh Berry. There was 5 drivers over the last 10 years. They're averaging a driver every 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
a shame if Jesse Love goes there and it's like a talent that just gets killed.
But at the same time, like, I mean, okay, so like my speculation, there's no, there's no rumors, there's no, I don't know anything about Austin Cindric's future in the sport. I'm just speculating. But the one thing I can tell you this is that this move is very suspicious in my opinion. That again, you have drivers. I mean, Barry, like I said, I mean, yeah, he's not having a great year in 2026, but you've given longer leashes to Harrison Burton.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Harrison Burton, again, he was a younger driver. Maybe it was just the development. Harrison Burton finished 29th and 31st in the points before he made the playoffs in 2024. Let's call it as is. I mean, it was announced that he was leaving 21 after or right before he won Daytona. So, I mean, he was going through another driver. But I was, like I said, I was absolutely disappointed. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, love the driver, hate the move. I think that this is totally either Jesse Love is taking over the number 2 car in 2028, or Jesse Love will be out of ride by 2029. And that's going to suck for another prospect. And if that happens, Jake, I'll go on air and I'll literally say, if you're a young prospect, stay away from Wood Brothers. Just stay away from it.
Yeah, just decline any offer.
Yeah, just decline any offer. It's not worth it. Ronald, he checked into the one in chat line. Matty D almost won Daytona in that car. He did, actually. What year was that?
No,
I'm sorry. No, I don't think he almost won. No, he almost won Daytona. He was leading a lot of laps in 2019 in the 95 Levine family racing car. I know he almost Matty D almost won Talladega back in the playoff race, and then he got DQ'd because he went below the yellow line, which I know a lot of fans were upset about. Because Hamlin ended up winning that race and went under the yellow line too. Jack, he checks in. He goes, he's in the Ford camp that may lead to other opportunities. I mean, let me ask you, I'll ask this on the air right now. I mean, going back to Jack's comment, he's in the Ford camp that may lead to other opportunities. I mean, if you're a driver right now, if you're a young driver, do you even want to stay with Ford?
I mean not the year they're having.
Where is Ford? And we'll be talking about Fords again in about a little bit later in the show. I mean, I don't know if being in a Ford right now, outside Ryan Blaney, is worth a seat at this point. There's no Fords in the O'Reilly series. There's one Ford running in the O'Reilly series. That's it. It's all Chevrolet and Toyota. No, I get it. There's a log jam in Chevrolet. I totally get it. And I mean, which is, in my opinion, it's very interesting that Love makes this move, considering the fact that there could be a ride over at Richard Childress Racing with the unfortunate timely death of Kyle Busch.
Could be there. There could be a seat in Hendrick. Could.
Good.
It's not out of the picture.
So, before we get into the Pocono race weekend, I mean, right now it looks like a lot of silly seasons starting to pan out and shape out a little bit. Like, we got Barry going to the 21, but then, you got Buescher, who ended up getting re-signed, so he's not going to another organization. There could be 2 more rides that are open, in my opinion. I think the 48 opens up, especially with the way Bowman's come back. He was hot for 2 weeks and it faded off into the sunset. And the other ride that I think that they're going to have to fill is the 33. What is your guess? And the audience as well. Who is your guesses on who will take over the 48 and the 33?
I think you see Josh Berry go to one of them. I think Josh Berry has a lot of talent. But again, if he goes to someone like a Hendrick, he's going to be like an Alex Bowman, kind of like the fourth child that just gets forgotten about. I think he could, but here's the thing: Alex Bowman goes out. I mean, does somebody pick him up?
There's not a lot of seats available at this point, right? I mean, there's not a lot of seats available. I mean, I honestly, I just said that there was 2 seats I think I'm going to see available, and that's the 48 and the 33. I will say this, and this is how I foresee the rest of the silly season hitting. I think Gregson ends up getting taken, or I think Gregson gets let go by Front Row Motorsports.
Yeah.
I think Josh Berry ends up back in the Ford. I think that Gregson stays in the Cup. I think he slides over to the 33. Because he has the Cabela's connection, Bass Pro Shops connection from his earlier days in the Xfinity Series. I think he goes to Childress. He'll be a perfect Childress driver, by the way.
He would be. I
He
agree
would be.
with that.
The attitude, he's had a lot of success in Chevrolets. I know Childress is a step light years away from what he's used to, but I think Gregson will ends up in the 33, and I think that Bowman stays on at Hendrick for one more year. And I think they're going to wait for Connor Daly or Connor Day to come up.
Yeah. Well, because you also have Corey Heim coming up full time.
Yeah, he's going to the third 23XI car.
Yeah.
And I think Herbst is going to slide over to the third Legacy because him and Jimmy Johnson has a family connection with the Herbst family.
Yeah.
So Herbst,
Because
Herbst
I was up to say, does Josh Berry get looked at for that one now? But now that you say that, no, I agree.
No, I think it's going to be Herbst, and they got the monster money going with them as well.
Mhm.
So, Ron, check back in again. He goes, I'd rather be in a Toyota. I'm a JGR fan, so I'm a bit biased. Listen, I mean, the way that Toyota's racing in this point, Jake.
Yeah, I would want to be, and I freaking hate saying that.
I totally agree with that. Greg, he checks in on the chat line. Thanks, Greg. He goes, I think Bowman will be back 1 year, and then Zilch goes to the 48 next year. That's interesting. And
I
I
think
know
Zilch would be so successful at Hendrick.
I think Zilch would be successful at Hendrick. I just don't know if Red Bull would ever. I don't know if that's going to end up working out because of Ally Financial and Red Bull.
Yeah.
I really don't. And listen, I hate to even say that sponsorships are going to prevent a driver going to a better ride. I really do. But in my personal opinion right now, Zilch is probably off to one of the worst rookie seasons I've ever seen in my life. And I get it. He's a young kid, 19 years old. He's got a lot of room for growth in this sport. I mean, it could be the next Joey Logano. You never know. He leaves Trackhouse Racing, goes to an organization like Hendrick, and all of a sudden takes off the way that Logano did when he went to Penske. But
yeah, I mean, Trackhouse is struggling altogether.
Yeah, well, they won't be struggling this weekend. Let's just say that.
Nah, I don't. I got unfinished middle of the pack. No, I'm kidding.
The SVG won't.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Middle of the pack, SVG.
Okay.
Who knows?
Well, yeah, we'll see what happens. But cool. Again, all news courtesy of jski.com. Follow them on Facebook, X, or by web at www.jski.com. And again, if you're listening to us live, Blown In chat line wide open for you. If you want to jump back into the Jesse Love discussion, heading over to Wood Brothers, feel free. Blown In chat line wide open. But Jake, we are going to take our green flag on Pocono. Again, we were at the race. So, Pennsylvania born and bred, Keystone represent. Absolutely loved it. I know, Jake, we usually open up with this segment. It's like, what do you think of the race? But now we have a live perspective, Jake. We're going to open up with you. What did you think of Pocono this year?
So, I'll start it off because I don't know the amount of people on here who are listening to us have been there. Pocono can go one of each way when you get there. You can either sit in traffic or, like we got, you just roll right in. We roll right in, so I was like, this is going to be a good day.
It's
going to be a good day. And then we park, and we're on the end of a row. We're like, even better day.
This is
working out great. I'm like, okay, it's good. And then the weather was good, and then the tailgate was just awesome. I mean, besides the jerk off who decided to drive his fucking Pocono truck down the middle of the tailgate, I mean.
When we had to move all the equipment out, like the middle of the row. We had to move over for this guy.
We are just got everything set up.
Beautiful setup. Beautiful, yeah.
And then a Pocono worker guy says, because Pocono divides their lines up, and they do double park, and then it's open for easy ups. And this guy decided we're going to drive down the easy up lane and have everybody move their shit for me. That was the one hiccup. Besides that, the tailgate was absolutely amazing. I want to shout out everybody who came out and hung out with us there. It was such a fun time. Everybody interacted. It was a fun time. Me and Matt had technical difficulties with the podcast. Finally got it going. We were going to make it work either way. Don't ever rely on the internet if you ever go to Pocono.
Cell service.
Yes.
I mean, next year we got to figure this out because if we do a live episode from the track,
Starlink.
We got to do something because, dude, I was like, man, we got hot spot. And I've done multiple shows on the road, right? I've done Daytona in 2024. I've done Martinsville in 2024 as well. Never had that issue. I was on one hot spot, completely fine, no issues. Pocono, I go up there, Yep, there it is. We rely exactly on Long Pond, Pennsylvania's bullshit. And again, it's always the Poconos.
Yep.
Go ahead, Jake.
But no, after that was all said and done, packed up, went in. We had great weather, great seats, good people around us. We got a great race. I mean, I know a lot of people. I'll watch any race. No race is boring to me. It doesn't matter where we're racing at. But Pocono can be boring. People will tell you that Pocono can be boring for sure when nothing's going on, and we've had that in years prior. But we got a pretty good Sunday, I think, Matt. Like, we got cautions, we got hard racing. We all thought it was going to be the Denny Hamlin runaway. I mean, it was at the end, but we actually got to watch a lot of different people up front, and people up front that I wouldn't have on my bingo card selected to be running that race for as long as they did.
Completely agree with that.
So all in all, I'm giving Pocono this year, man, an A+. For all the years prior that I've been to Pocono, this has been my number one at Pocono.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said that because I mean my overall grade for the race. I mean, now granted we're a little biased, obviously, because we were at the race, and again it's our home track. We love the track no matter what. It's incredible. It's so much fun. To me, it's the most underrated NASCAR party scene that anyone could have, that anyone ever goes to, right? And we've had our friends over at Here for the Speed, and they, one of them basically said, dude, the atmosphere on that TV was insane. No, I mean, that's Pocono in a nutshell, dude. That's every year. Now, granted, you and I have talked about it in years past. I wish that they'd never got rid of the second date. But unfortunately, they did, and we're down to one date. But I will say this, and I think that may help Pocono out big time. And the reason why is because it literally feels like PA versus the world. When the series goes to Pocono, like us fans want to show the world that Pocono is the massive tailgate spot. And when we had Stephen Wazzy on our show back in January, he even said, he's like, Pocono is absolutely insane. He's like, the only other tailgate that's better than Pocono is Talladega. And I've never been to Talladega, so I can't compare it. But Pocono is, to me, one of my favorite tailgates in the world. The party's insane. They start so early. It's an immaculate track. If you've never been to it, it should be a bucket list item. In regards to the racing, I agree with you. Out of all the years that we have gone to Pocono together at this point, this is year 4 now. Out of all the years we've gone to Pocono, to me, I think that this was one of the better races that we've watched. Like you said, we had multiple lead changes. We had some strategies that either panned out or didn't. Christopher Bell, looking at you. You had cautions, of course. Unfortunately, Brad, man, you're just tanking at this point. That sucks. But but again, those other drivers that were pulling strategies that honestly were putting the cars in the front that was unexpected. I'm looking at the overall the stat board courtesy of NASCAR.com from Pocono, right? Your laps lead, the leader of laps led at Pocono this past week. Do you know who it was?
What was it?
John Hunter Nemechek. John Hunter Nemechek led 42 laps in this race on Sunday. He ended up finishing 4th, by the way.
Yeah.
Hell of a day by the driver of the 42.
Both him and his teammate.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that in a second. But I mean, when we were on air, I said, dude, Hamlin's starting on the pole. Hamlin had the best practice. Denny Hamlin, right? And I think I made a claim on air on Sunday that Denny Hamlin may end up leading all 160 of these laps in Pocono. That wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. Kyle Larson got him in the beginning of the race. Kyle Larson led a good portion of this race in the beginning parts. Now, when Hamlin ended up settling down, got his car to figure him out, what does Hamlin do best at Pocono? Well, ends up taking the lead.
He makes big gaps really small,
really fast at that track. And I don't know what it is with Denny Hamlin, and I made the joke that it's the house that Hamlin built. No, seriously, it is. 8 career wins at the Triangle. Well,
9.
Technically 9. With that DQ, right? Turned into 8. But at the same time, like, I mean, all in all, I thought the racing was really good. The only thing I would say is this, is that I wish that we saw a little better tire fall off. But all in all, from a lot of different podcasts, a lot of different NASCAR heads this past week, and obviously from ourselves, I will say this. It is beautiful to know that Pocono puts on a great show.
Mm-hmm.
Pocono puts on a great show, and once again, it has delivered. It's become a very, very, I would say, not even a solid. It's become a very great race weekend in general. The O'Reilly series was incredible too. The O'Reilly was absolutely incredible. I know Little Gator ended up winning again, but at the same time, like that race was absolutely immaculate. Pocono puts on a great performance. And if you've never been, we will be back up there for our 5th annual tailgate next year. We will let you know. Come join us and enjoy the beauty of what Pocono Raceway really is. Let's get to the Blue Engine chat line before we start talking about these drivers. We got Ronald. Ronald checked in on the Blue Engine chat line. He said Zillage is another SVG. So Jake, he kind of agrees with you on that one. Ronald also checked back in. He goes, I was told fans of Pocono are bad. Is it true? What do you mean in regards to bad? And feel free to text us that so we can kind of clarify that statement. And Greg checked in. He said Starlink. Yeah, we're going to do Starlink next year. I'm not
Seems like the only thing that's going to work.
Yeah, I'm not messing around with that whatsoever. But obviously, while we wait for Ronald to check back in with us about fans of Pocono are bad, let's talk about some of these
Fans
drivers.
aren't bad. They're rowdy.
Rowdy. I would say, I wouldn't say they're bad. I mean,
I'll tell you this right now.
we'll
They'll
say
leave their
this.
shit out and make a mess, but they're going to have a good time. No, he just said back like
yeah, he
a-hole.
just clarified
No.
like a-hole. No, not at all. I'll say this. Pocono brings in a very diverse fan base.
Yes.
Very diverse fan base. There's a lot of people with different nationalities that go to that track.
Yeah.
I would definitely not say asshole. I mean,
Don't get me wrong. You can get that one off that you just get a seat and there's
For
an asshole
sure,
behind
for
you.
sure.
But it's not a large percentage of them.
No.
People
And
are
to be hon-
arrogant there. People are really nice.
To be honest with you, they're very nice and it's a big party. Everyone's just having a great time up there.
For a bunch of people from PA, there's not really that much bullshit going on.
No, not at all. And obviously, you got fans from New Jersey that come over too.
Jersey,
And
New York.
yeah, and honestly, everyone just has a great time. I mean, everyone has a great time. And like you said, Jake, you kind of clarify that. You always do have that one asshole. I mean, that's anything in sports, right? You can go, I'm a big Eagles fan. I go to Link Financial Field. There's Eagles fans that are assholes. But there's also a lot of great Eagles fans. That's just anywhere. But no, I wouldn't say there's a lot of, I wouldn't say that at all. But yeah, I would definitely. I mean, and Ronald just checked in. He says, "I really want to go to a NASCAR race before, God forbid, something happens to me." I would recommend Pocono to you, dude. I really would. Especially in Philadelphia, you take the turnpike up, and you're up there probably from where you're at in Philadelphia, close to Center City. I would say it's probably about an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I have to say this. I mean, going back to that point, I've been to a lot of racetracks. I've been very fortunate with that. I couldn't tell you. You'd be actually the biggest surprise of asshole fans, in my opinion. And I even hate saying this because it feels like a totally different fan base. Daytona. The 500, and it's not even the fans are assholes. It's you have a lot of corporate fans. And it's like a showcase of like a who's a who at the track. And while there are a lot of great fans down that go to Daytona 500, there's also a lot of fans that want nothing to do with you. They're like, I'm just here because my company gave me a free ticket. No, I can't talk. I will say this, and everything is based. My opinion is based off of everything in the grandstands. It's in the grandstands. I can't speak for the camping. I can't. I've never been in the infield. I've been in the infield in Pocono one time. And I'd be lying to you if I even remember what happened.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been there, but I heard it is a massive party for 3 days.
Sorry, Dad, I know you're listening live, but I blacked out in that infield. That was, it was definitely not something to brag about whatsoever, but I can't speak for camping. It's everything in the grandstands. Like I said, Daytona was probably the grandstand that's like, I'm here because like my company gave me like a ticket or something like that. But, anyways, Jake, let's talk about some of the drivers coming out Sunday. And before we get started on that, let's talk about the final scoreboard again from the Great American Getaway 400 at Pocono. Denny Hamlin was your race winner. Followed up by Tyler Reddick, William Byron finished third, John Hunter Nemechek finished fourth, Kyle Larson finished fifth, Eric Jones finished sixth, Chris Buescher finished seventh, Ross Chastain finished eighth, Ty Gibbs finished ninth. Ryan Blaney finished 10th. That's your top 10. In stage one, your top 10 was Hamlin, ended up getting the stage win, followed up by Kyle Larson, Ty Gibbs, Chase Briscoe, Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, William Byron, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, and Austin Hill. Stage 2, your top 10. Todd Gilliland got the stage win, which was crazy.
Yeah, it was weird.
The strategy on that. Chase Briscoe, John Hunter Nemechek, Eric Jones, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ross Chastain, Carson Hocevar, Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott was your top 10 in stage 2. Laps led in this race. Well, John Hunter Nemechek ended up leading the field with 42 laps led, followed up by Hamlin's 28. You had two drivers tied with 24 laps led. That was Tyler Reddick and Kyle Larson. You had Eric Jones lead a lap. You had Ryan Blaney lead 3. Chase Elliott led 9. You had Daniel Suarez led 4. Austin Cindric led a lap. Todd Gilliland led 6. And Christopher Bell led 18, excuse me. So those are your laps led coming out of the Great American Getaway 400 from Pocono, Pennsylvania. By the way, shout out to our governor. Josh Shapiro waved the green flag to start the race. Very good form, by the way, Governor. Very good form. I was super impressed with that. The video was great. I'm like, man, this guy, he's like a pro at this. And it's nice to have a governor that does support this stuff. It really is, because he goes to the race every time he goes to Pocono. He goes to the race. He does enjoy it a lot. So, but let's start off with the question of the night. Is this Denny Hamlin's year? Is this Denny Hamlin's year?
I don't think so, but I think he chokes again. I seriously do. I don't even think he choked last year, but I don't know. It just seems too surreal now this year. It's like he's winning all the time. If he's gonna do it, it's got to be this year. Is he coming back next year? No one even knows.
Well, there's rumors he's going to retire after 2027. But what Denny Hamlin has done over the last, let's call it as this, last 4 weeks, really.
It's incredible.
Immaculate. Third at Charlotte, first in Nashville, first at Michigan, first at Pocono. Is anyone able to touch the 11? And he is just winning these races at intervals that are just like, dude, there is nothing stopping Denny at this point. And I said it, I'll be the first one to say it. He had a rough off season. I did not believe in him at all going into the season. It was going to take him some time. I actually thought he was going to start getting hot probably a little bit after this. I think Pocono, I predicted that after Pocono would be the start of the Denny Hamlin stretch. But it hasn't. He's been there every single week. And when I look at what Denny is accomplishing, right, it's the laps led. 824 laps led through 2026 already. We're only 14 weeks into the season. 14 weeks. His average finish is 7.8. And his average start is 9.1. Again, qualifying matters so much. But at the same time, Denny just progressively gets better throughout these races. And the one thing that's crazy to me with Denny, right? Denny won at Vegas, Denny won at Nashville, Michigan, and Pocono. That's 4 wins already in 2026. And when Tyler Reddick was off to his hot start, everyone's like, oh, NASCAR's rigging it for Reddick, and now they're in the category of NASCAR's rigging it for Denny and yada yada. Take these two top drivers and what they've accomplished so far in 2026. What they both have accomplished is nothing short of amazing, right? That's 9 wins by two drivers through the first 14 bouts of the season. But I will say this. When I look at what Reddick, when he won all those races, and I'm not taking anything away from what Tyler Reddick has done. Don't say that I am, but I'm not. Tyler Reddick, to me, did not dominate in those wins majority of the time.
No.
Right? The wins that he dominated, Coda, 100% best car on the track. Then I look at his next win, when I look at his other win at Darlington. While Brad led a bunch of laps and all that type of stuff, Reddick had a lot of mechanical errors and issues, and Reddick continued climbing through the field and ended up winning the race pretty dominantly. at the end. But when you look at Daytona and you look at Atlanta, you can't look at him and go, yeah, he was the best driver on the track. He wasn't. Super speedways, but he still ended up being able to stay clean, got the car in the victory lane. That's what you're supposed to do at those tracks. When he won at Kansas, Tyler Reddick was not the most dominating car. Came down to Denny Hamlin. When I look at these Denny Hamlin wins, he won at Vegas, he won at Nashville, he won at Michigan, and won at Pocono. 3 of those 4 wins, you can sit there and, at the end of the day, after the checker flag flew, you can go, you know what? Denny Hamlin was the best car in that race. The only one I will say that he was not is Nashville, just because I do think that Bell and Briscoe were probably a little bit better at the end. But I will not discredit what Denny Hamlin did in that race. He started from, basically jumped the restart so bad, ended up having to start all the way at the back, almost got lapped, and still came through the whole entire field.
Yeah.
And yes,
this didn't start from the back.
He didn't start from the back. He didn't. I mean, obviously, different strategies and all that type of stuff, but Denny Hamlin, once again, showed that he's the best car in the series again.
Yeah.
Last week at Michigan, right? Went all the way into the back, came all the way through the field, ended up winning the race. And not just won the race, he won the race by 11.11 seconds.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin, to me, is putting on a show. And for all the fans that hate Denny Hamlin, I'm going to say this. I used to hate Tom Brady. And then all of a sudden I fell in love with Tom Brady, and now he's one of my favorite football players of all time. The reason why is because I kept telling myself, why do I hate this guy? Because he's great. I'll never see this in my lifetime again. I'm equating this to Denny Hamlin. You're never going to see this ever again from a driver. And people are like, well, a lot of drivers come in the series and win a lot of races. I'm going to stop you and pause you and have you think about this. Prior to 2019, was Denny Hamlin a Hall of Famer at that point? No. He was a very good driver. Denny Hamlin doubled his wins from 2019 all the way to 2026 from the first part of his career. Most drivers start fading into the sunset. Reaction times get slower. Things just start slowing up on you. Hamlin has progressively gotten better. You will never see a driver, in my personal opinion, end up flipping the script in his career where at the latter part of his career he has become totally dominant. There was one other driver that I've watched in this series that did the same thing. That was Kevin Harvick.
Mm-hmm.
When Kevin Harvick left Richard Childress Racing, right, he only had 21 wins. If I'm not mistaken, Harvick ended up coming out with, I think it was 60 career total wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He did a lot of that with Stewart Haas Racing as he got older. Enjoy this while it lasts, because it's not going to last that long. Going back to my question on myself, is this the year for Denny Hamlin? Jake, I think by the end of his career, if he does retire in 2027, you can quote me, today is June 17, 2026. I think Denny Hamlin is a 2-time champion. I think that Denny Hamlin pulls the John Elway.
All right.
I think Denny Hamlin pulls a John Elway. I think he ends his career with 2 championships. And I think the first one comes this year, and I think it's going to be well-earned, and then next year is going to be the year that Hamlin is going to just have fun and go out as a champion as well.
Yeah.
We all know
I
that-
think he's having fun now. I don't really think... I think he knows he's good. Here, I'm going to speak for all the Hamlin haters, because I don't like the guy either. I don't like the guy.
There you go.
I don't like the guy, but I respect him. And I'm going to look back in 20 years when I'm watching this with my kids, and I'm going to be like, listen, I got to watch Denny Hamlin. I'm grateful I got to watch Denny Hamlin my entire life. So I'm going to be like, I got to watch one of the NASCAR's greatest. Did I like him? Absolutely not. But I'm grateful.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody knows. I hate on him. I'm like, I can't stand him. I got haggled all fucking Sunday, everybody. Don't worry. I got haggled. As soon as he got around Larson, the entire time. But you got to respect greatness when greatness is in front of you, and you can't foreshadow it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's just my little bit on it.
Absolutely not. And, kind of going back to the points lead, right? Well, let's get to the one in the channel. I've got a couple comments I want to get to. Jackie checked in. He says he's having a good year. Needs to keep it up. Yeah, I mean, with the way things are going, now the next 2 weeks it might not be a Denny Hamlin show.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see him this week, but
yeah, you won't see him this week. You probably won't see him at Sonoma. But God, there's that stretch: Chicagoland, Atlanta, North Wilkesboro, Indy, Iowa, Richmond, New Hampshire, Daytona, God. you could. That's at least probably
could
at least
double his
two
wins.
more wins in that. Yeah, that's probably two more wins in that stretch. We'll probably see it at Richmond. I'm gonna tell you right now, if he wins at Richmond, that I've been to. I went to Dover, Pocono, and Richmond. If he wins at Richmond, man, I just go down. I mean, I just go, and if I'm there, Denny Hamlin's winning the race.
I don't know about Richmond, man. You can't forget about Austin Dillon. Haymakers, baby. We're just going to go out here and throw fucking haymakers on the last lap. We're going to get it done.
Ronald checked back in again. He said, I hated Jeff Gordon as a kid. I gained respect for him after he retired because I realized how good he was. I think he's better than Jimmy. Yeah, I actually will say this. I think, personally, that Jeff Gordon could have been a lot better. And I think that he personally might have sacrificed his own career for Jimmy's success. I do.
Yep.
We can do a whole show on that, but and then Ronald checked back in again. He goes, I don't know how anyone could hate Denny Hamlin. He has won 3 Daytona 500s. Who else has done that? It's true. And then finally, we got Phil. He checked in on one of the chat line. He said, since I started watching in 1989, I've seen some great drivers over that time. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a laundry list, man. You know, it's crazy. I mean, off topic before we get into the next before we get into Reddick. I always ponder what NASCAR would have been like if Davey Allison never died. If Davey Allison never died, like, man, Earnhardt, Davey, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, all throughout the 90s, man, that would have been entertaining as a. And then you had Dale Jarrett, and then of course Bobby Labonte. That would have been insane. But, anyways, going off of Denny Hamlin, let's Hamlin right now he's second in the points, but he don't look too far now. He is minus 19 behind points leader Tyler Reddick. You know what the sad part for me with Reddick is that while Hamlin's been hot, it's not like Reddick has been like awful.
No.
Reddick hasn't been awful. Reddick has, since Texas, Reddick has only gotten one finish below 10th, and that was Michigan last week where he DNF'd. The difference with DNFs, though, right? Denny ends up winning Michigan. Reddick ends up DNFing in that race. That cuts the points so much. Those points that you earn when you win a race, dude, absolutely.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, literally the momentum keeps flipping. And like I said, even this past week, we heard Tyler Reddick talk about it. He's like, Reddick finished second in this race. And Reddick even said, he's like, they asked him on pit road, like, how do you feel about it? He's like, well, it would have been a great day if the person who won didn't win the race. I mean, Hamlin ends up winning what? He wins the race, 55 points, won a stage, so that's 10. That's 65 points right there. I mean, Reddick did not collect any stage points.
Yeah, I think Reddick just hit. I think it might have been like 38.
Reddick ended up 35 points from Tyler Reddick. 35 points, Denny Hamlin got 67. Hamlin's been doing this on this like amazing stretch that he's been on the last 4 weeks. He's been doing this to Tyler Reddick, right? Like I said, while Reddick's not having horrible weeks. Reddick is a top 5 car.
But it's hurting him because he's not winning now.
He's not winning now, so that's or winning stages. So this is what's absolutely killing him. And I know he won a stage at Michigan, but then he DNF'd. So he collected 14 points to, again, 67. Minus 19 points, Denny Hamlin, right? And, like, if you were Tyler Reddick, like, going into Watkins Glen, I mean, you were, like, plus 100 on him. Like, remember, like, we were doing shows where, like, okay, Reddick, again, is a, plus 105 over.
I think at one point he was, like, 149 a second.
Something. Yeah, and we're at the point now in this season with what Denny Hamlin's accomplished, too. We may end up having a points change by Indy.
Yeah. I mean, I think Reddick gaps that lead a little bit this week.
I think the next 2 weeks are going to work in Tyler Reddick's
Reddick's
favor.
going to get probably back up to like 50, 60 maybe. I mean, Denny Hamlin could have 2 good weeks, too. We never know. I mean, Denny Hamlin's been having a phenomenal season, but Reddick's good on road courses, so I think he could get back up to that 50, 60. But then, boom, once you get back, then you go into those races, like you said, that Denny Hamlin could win 2 more races.
Yep.
And then right back to where he needs to be. So, I mean, Tyler Reddick basically got to win the next 2 weeks, and hopefully Denny DNFs at least 1 week.
Yeah.
To really gap him.
Let's call it as is. There's one driver. There's only 3 drivers in the series right now that do not have a single DNF to their record. Can you name them?
Denny?
One of them's Denny. Denny has 0 DNFs Reddick has one DNF, and again, I'm not sitting there saying Reddick's Reddick hasn't DNF 5 times. It's just this is how good Denny Hamlin has been with no DNFs. Denny is one of them. There's 2 more.
Who else has it wrecked? Who else has it finished? I don't know. You got me on this one.
Carson Hocevar does not have a DNF this season, which is immaculate to me. I thought he had one, but now Carson Hocevar does not have a DNF, and the third driver that does not have a DNF is Eric Jones, which we'll be talking about in a second.
Okay. Surprised with the Hocevar.
Yeah, me too. But
The
again,
Hurricane.
Yeah. But the point is that this is what again when Denny Hamlin does not DNF, like you said, Reddick will probably extend the points lead. I don't foresee Hamlin being successful with the street course. I just don't. I could see him finishing 12th, no points, no stage points, no nothing. And that's where Reddick's probably going to make his ground over the next 2 weeks. But like I said, the next 2 weeks, once the Nova's done, we're done with road course for the rest of 2026. Now you got to beat Denny on ovals, and that is something, in my opinion, that no one has been able to do as of lately. Who do you think wins the regular season points championship, Denny Hamlin or Tyler Reddick?
Denny Hamlin.
I think Hamlin catches him. I do. I think Hamlin catches him by Indy.
Yeah, I think Hamlin, but the reason I think that it could be a struggle for him, unless he stays hot, is because he's not going to get that point advantage.
Yeah.
That's why I think this year anybody can win it. I mean, obviously every year anybody can win it. When it comes to the last race of the Final Four, yeah, any of those 4 can win it, whatever. But I don't know. I get nervous because obviously in the playoffs you can't have any bad weeks.
No,
it's any sport.
No, and the one thing I do agree with Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick said this before the season even started. He said, in order to win the championship in the chase format, you need to be in the top 6. If you're in the top 6, you have a good shot to win the chase format. Now, Stewart did win it back in 2011, where he ran through the playoffs like a madman and ended up pulling off the upset. That's a once-in-a-generational type of deal. I don't foresee that happening this year, especially with the way that Tyler Reddick and Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick have been. I don't foresee anybody outside the top 6 even having a remote shot to do that. But I do think that Hamlin does capture the regular season points championship over Tyler Reddick. But again, not saying that what Reddick has accomplished is not anything special, because it was. But in my opinion, Hamlin just doesn't DNF at this point. We talked about Chase Elliott not DNFing. Hamlin's just not DNFing. All right. Going in the chat line, rolling in some comments. So let's get to Philip again. He says, Hamlin wins 5 races, Reddick, and the math does not matter. Agreed. Jack, he checked in. He said EJ. And then followed up with, if Blaney doesn't get any DNFs, he could catch him. You're banking on a lot with that.
No, he's gonna DNF again.
Yeah, we could be going into a summer stretch of Blaney DNFs. Where's Ford? We'll be talking about that in a second. Jake, I want to talk about this driver, though, coming out of Pocono. That's Jack kind of alluded to him on the one in the chat line. EJ. Eric Jones. Eric Jones lately, man. Well, Eric Jones, in my personal opinion, has not done anything sensational. I mean, he got second in Michigan last week, which was a great finish for that organization. Followed up with the 6th place at Pocono. But since Talladega, Eric Jones has not finished below 20th in any of those races. Eric Jones right now sits 15th in the points. I mean, you talk about. Again, it sucks because you have back-to-back road course races. But talk about a driver after we got out of this road course stretch. Talk about a driver that could be picking up momentum at the right time. Eric Jones.
Yeah.
Now, do I think that Eric Jones, in my personal opinion, do I think he wins a race? I mean, well, I don't even want to say does he win a race. I think he could.
No, I could.
With the way that these legacy cars have been showing up lately, and I rewatched the race on Prime the other day, and Dale Jr. kind of alluded to it. He's like, well, it sounds like the information from Toyota is getting finally passed down to Legacy Motor Club. And it's starting to show, dude. It is really starting to show. I mean, Eric Jones, since Texas, he finished 12th at Texas, 19th at the Glen Road Course, 13th at Coke 600. Nashville, he finished 11th. Second at Michigan. Pocono, he finished 6th. It looks like Eric Jones and it looks like Legacy's kind of figuring out some of the speed a little bit. And that is a very talented driver, in my opinion, who gets very overlooked because it's kind of like, well, he's in the 43, just let him run around, whatever. He's promotable, yada, yada. Listen, if we can get Eric Jones on a little bit of a hot streak, that could be a fun summer if we see that guy in victory lane. And again, Eric Jones, his average finish ended up getting raised up to 17 flat. And right now, currently sits 15th in the points. He is a chase driver right now. Now, I'm interested to see what happens over the next couple weeks, of course, with the road courses. But once we get out of the road courses, I really do think that Eric Jones is a driver to keep an eye on as a driver that could be entering the chase at the end of August. I really like what I've seen out of Eric Jones.
Yeah, and I mean, did John Hunter find a spark this week?
You know, it's interesting. I mean, it is interesting. You know, the thing about John Hunter Nemechek, too, is that, like, it kind of goes back to Eric Jones a little bit, too. Both these drivers have talent. Both these drivers have talent. It's just the organization that they're with. And it seemed like for a long time that, Legacy was not getting the information like Joe Gibbs Racing, 23XI, all that type of stuff. Now it looks like they're starting to get the information passed down to them. And do I think that John Hunter Nemechek ended up, getting maybe a little bit of a spark? He could be. I mean, listen, Eric Jones got hot recently, finds himself sitting 15th in the points. John Hunter Nemechek currently sits 26th, but he's gaining position in the points as well. I mean, he jumped Riley Herbst and Austin Dillon in the points after this weekend. So, yeah, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with these legacy cars. Like I said, the back-to-back road courses kind of suck because it could deflate some momentum with that organization. But, yeah, Eric Jones, man, what a surprise that has been so far in 2026. Multiple drivers, too, massive surprises. We'll go through the points a little bit later. Phil, check back in on the Blaney challenge. I had Blaney and Suarez in the finals at Indy for in-season challenge with Blaney winning. Oh, yeah, that's right. The tournament's coming up, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Very unpromotable. Ty Dillon and Ty Gibbs. Riding the little engine that could again. Ty Dillon, baby. Well, the bracket starts in Sonoma, so I don't think Ty Dillon has a shot. But last year it started at Atlanta, which gave Dillon the little spark and a little engine that could.
Because 3/4 of the field didn't even finish the race?
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah, they were promoting, here's this bracket challenge, and then all of a sudden half the field ends up bracket. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. That was fun while it lasted. Maybe that's why Sonoma's before Atlanta this year. they were like, let's try a road course first.
Yeah.
So we just talked about Eric Jones, obviously hopping up through the points and all that type of stuff, and with the surprise start. I want to talk about a driver who is absolutely, like, just free falling in the points. And this one kills me, Jake. It's Brad Keselowski. Brad. Oh, my God, another DNF, dude.
Not his fault, which sucks.
Not his fault, but you know what? No, it is his fault. I'm going to start blaming Brad on this, and I'll tell you why. Brad, qualify better, please. Yeah. Like, come on, dude. Like, I need you to start qualifying. I mean, his average start in this season is 20.8. I mean, you're not going to win races, like, sitting in the back of the field. Like,
no, you're going to get caught up with the bullshit.
Caught up with all the nonsense. And it's like, so yeah, I do blame Brad for this one. Because it's like, dude, like, again, your qualifying efforts are horrible. Jake, we went into, before we went to Talladega, he was sitting 8th in the points. You know where he's at now? 17th. He fell 9 spots over what? 7 weeks?
7 weeks.
Yeah. Fell 9 spots over 7 weeks, dude. Like, last 3 weeks, Pocono, wrecked. Finished 38th. Michigan, wrecked. Finished 34th. Nashville, wrecked. Finished 34th. Whether you think it was Austin Dillon's fault or not, finished 34th, 34th, and 30th. You cannot be a chase driver with DNFs. Just can't. everyone wanted this system back. Even Brad wanted the whole system back. He was so happy that the chase was back. Well, guess what, Brad? You forgot that you have to do one thing: qualify well and not DNF.
It was
And
qualifying
Brad-
first on a Sunday.
He's the first one on the track, and he's not a road racer anymore. Like, he is not a road course racer, so this is going to be a miserable week. The next 2 weeks are miserable for him. You know what? If I'm Brad Keselowski, just pack up the car and just get ready for Chicago.
Yeah, I'll meet you in Chicago. See
Yeah,
you next week.
you know what? Just go put Joey Gaze in the car. And just let him
Like, you want
drive.
to know what blew me for a loop real quick? That, speaking of Brad, he was in normal clothes attire doing post-race interviews and interviews with drivers who wrecked later in the race on Sunday. And Brad's in his fucking RFK polo,
Yep.
his CAC. I'm like, yo, you're supposed to be out there racing. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. The best interview was him and Chase Elliott at the end when Chase is like, yeah, you know what, it's fine. I felt like I've been wrecking the whole month and all that type of stuff. And Brad's like, well, that makes one of us. It's like, yeah, Brad. 3 DNFs, dude. 3 DNFs from the driver of the 6, you know? And, like 2 months ago, I'm talking about these guys, like Priest, Busher, Keselowski. I'm like, the grinders. RFK Racing, they're back. This system works and all that type of stuff. And, like, 2 of the 3 of them are completely out of the chase now. Completely out of the chase. Brad's 17th and Priest is 19th. Busher is 8th. But at the same time, it's just like, what happened to RFK Racing? Like, what happened to you guys? At one point, I'm sitting there like, yeah, this organization, in my personal opinion, they're going to be a chase. They can be championship caliber drivers. And then, while Brad started off hot this year, Brad ended up finding that summer stretch where it's like everything he did in the beginning of 2025 completely fell apart and all that type of stuff. Well, he's doing that now. So, and now we got two more weeks probably with Brad Keselowski slacking. And then maybe we'll see him in Chicago. And maybe the RFK train will start picking up again.
Yeah.
3 DNFs, dude. 3 DNFs. I mean, he's collecting like no points over the last 3 weeks. It's absolutely, it sucks for a driver. I thought that this format would definitely benefit. But, yeah, Brad Keselowski, man, I mean, starting 20.8, you got to qualify better. You got to stop getting in the back of the pack with all these idiots. And you got to stop wrecking the car. You don't want Austin Dillon spinning you in Nashville and blaming you and all that type of stuff. Well, then guess what? You got to qualify better. You're a better organization than Richard Childress Racing.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely sucks to see what has happened to the driver of the 6 over the last couple weeks. So let's get to Blowing Engine chat line real quick. We have Philip. He checked back in again. He goes, all the Pocono picks we had for Dark Horse and Sleepers came to late. Eric Jones, Nemechek, and Chastain. That's right, Chastain. Top 10 this week. Top 10 from Chastain.
Yeah, floated around all day. Had a good strategy. And I didn't think it was a strategy for him to win, but I think it was a strategy to get a top 10 finish.
Beautiful.
Which it
paint
worked
scheme,
out.
too. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Paint scheme. Bush light line.
Comes out this
Yeah,
weekend.
pops. Yeah, Chastain. Yeah, I did like that. Chastain, I mean, listen, I'm not saying this is the spark of Chastain's chase hunt and all that type of stuff because, again, the next 2 weeks are road courses. Well, I don't think he's going to be an impact driver on the street course. I do think that he could actually make some noise in Sonoma.
Yeah.
And then we go to Chicagoland, which, again, if Trackhouse can figure out their 1.5s, which usually in years past they've been pretty good at the 1.5s. If they can figure out the 1.5 at Chicagoland, he could be a driver to be looking at that weekend. And then you got Atlanta coming up, too. And he's very good at Atlanta. Very good at New Atlanta. So maybe Chastain, hey, get through these 2 road courses and maybe might end up seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with the chase. Last point coming out of this weekend at Pocono, Jake. I'm still going to sit there and pound the table. Where are my Fords?
Yeah.
Earlier this season, I was like, where's the Chevrolets? Well, here's the thing with the Chevrolet camp. And Hamlin kind of alluded to this on Out of Groove. He said the Hendrick drivers are leading laps and they're back. They are back. The 3 of them are back. Byron and Larson and Elliott all kind of gave Hamlin fits at Pocono. It was not, and even at Michigan, right? Elliott was really good at Michigan until he wrecked. So the Hendrick cars seem like they're coming around. And then, of course, you got the 2 Spire cars, which, again, are very consistent in my opinion. But it comes back to Ford. I want to go back to Ford. Where are my Fords? Blaney, again, model of consistency with the Ford organization. Buescher, again, model of consistency within the Ford organization. Those two drivers are in the top 10 in points. But I look at these point standings, Jake, and again, I mean, as I said, you got Blaney, who's third. You got Buescher, I'm sorry, he wasn't eighth. He's seventh in the points. But then you have this lump sum of 4 drivers at the Chase Cup line. You got Cindric, Keselowski, Logano, and Preece from 16th to 19th. They're not winning races. Those 4 drivers are not winning races. They're not top 15 cars. They're just there. And Joey Logano, another issue this week. For all my Logano fans, put the fork in him. Put the fork in him this year. It's done. It is completely done. He's not going to win himself in, win and get in, and then become a championship caliber driver. He's just not.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, Joey Logano, for any Logano fans, I know they don't show it on TV. I think he ran more laps through pit road this weekend than he did on the actual fucking track.
Yeah.
We were right in front of the pit, right in front of his pit box. That car was in there every other fucking lap. It's kind of funny to watch.
Yeah, congratulate. We're Logano haters, so certified Logano haters. So it made my heart feel warm. But I mean, outside restrictor plate races, at this point with Joey Logano, outside restrictor plate races, there is no other track I can sit there and be like, you know what, yeah, Logano's going to get together here. And again, everyone talks about this Larson winless streak, and rightfully so, because he is one of the best drivers in the sport, and him being on this winless streak is immaculate, and I can't believe the 5 car hasn't found victory lane yet. Joey Logano is nearly almost on the same identical winless streak as Kyle Larson, and it just gets overlooked. And everyone keeps
the 3-time champ.
It's the 3-time champ, and then of course everyone's like, well, you know, it's Ford's on the down year, but like, guys, I mean, we are 14 weeks into the season now. We are 14 weeks. Or I'm sorry, we're 16 weeks. I'm sorry, even worse. Even worse. We are 16 weeks into the season, and for all the fans that are listening to us live tonight, have you seen anything from a Ford? Have you seen anything from the Fords that make you feel comfortable that any of them have a shot in hell of winning a championship? I mean, maybe Blaney. But Blaney's even kind of slumming up a little bit. He's just a bottom-tier top 10 driver.
Very disappointed in him this weekend.
Yeah, he's really good at Pocono.
Very good
at Pocono.
We watched him win, what was that, 2 years ago?
2024.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
look,
he just fucking ran around, like, from 13th to 10th all day.
Yeah, and he did have a shot at Hamlin at one time, but he even said it. He's like, I have nothing in this car to beat Hamlin. Nothing. I mean, if you're a Ford Racing family fan and all that type of stuff, I mean, this is brutal. This is really, really brutal. And, I mean, you can't just continue banging on these super speedways. You just can't, because the other organizations have figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
They have figured it out. And, again, where are you guys? When is this speed going to start showing up? And even when they do have speed, they don't even have race-winning caliber speed because, again, the Toyotas have been so good of Reddick and Hamlin. And to be honest with you, not just Reddick and Hamlin, Bell's been really good too on speed. Bell's had shit luck.
Mm-hmm.
Bell has had really bad luck over the last I would say last 6 weeks, in my opinion. Right? I mean, you had Todd Gilliland in Texas, comes down on the track and ends up wrecking them.
Yeah.
Or getting wrecked, right? Like, that's just unlucky. But in regards to Ford, man, I mean, this is really, really bad. 16 weeks into the season, you have 1 win on the season. And I get that there's less Fords in the field this year, but at the same time, dude, it's not looking good for Ford.
Mm-mm.
All right, final recap from Pocono. Let's get into the points, and then we're going to talk about our picks this week, Jake, at San Diego. Reddick still leads the points coming out of Pocono. He's now plus 19 over Denny Hamlin. Hamlin's second at minus 19, as I just said. Blaney is in third, minus 165. Chase Elliott is in fourth, minus 195. Ty Gibbs is in fifth at minus 198. By the way, Gibbs has 4 DNFs on the season, so it doesn't even feel like his DNFs are impacting him. Kyle Larson is in sixth at minus 210 behind Reddick. Buescher is in seventh at minus 243. Daniel Suarez at minus 254. He sits eighth. In ninth, you got Carson Hocevar at minus 255. Christopher Bell is in 10th at minus 283. Now, Getting closer to the chase line, you got William Byron in 11th, Chase Briscoe in 12th, Bubba Wallace in 13th, Shane Van Gisbergen in 14th, Eric Jones in 15th, and Austin Cindric in 16th. Right below the chase cut, you have Brad Keselowski, who is 4 points behind Cindric. Joey Logano, who's 21 points behind Cindric in 18th. Ryan Preece is now 23 points behind Cindric in 19th. And Michael McDowell is in 20th. And he currently sits 49 points behind the cut line. So that's your final point standings as we exit Pocono. And we're going to take the green and white checker flag on that segment this evening. One end chat line still wide open. If you have some comments, feel free about Pocono. Jake, let's get into some of our picks this week at San Diego. First time on the street course in San Diego.
Yeah. Question for you. Did any of us get the race pick right this past weekend? Because I know we didn't have it with it.
No, actually, one of us did. One of us did.
Who did we originally pick?
Well, I picked Briscoe and you picked Hamlin.
Oh, so I got it right.
You got it right. So
And that's the only one I got right so far.
Well, I knew one of us picked. You even said it in the stand, Jake. One of us picked Briscoe and one of us picked Hamlin.
I thought it was you. No, I had it backwards. Because I said I picked Briscoe and you picked Hamlin. So we had it right. We just had it mixed up.
Yeah, we had it in reverse. San Diego this week. Both of us picked SVG.
I'm going to change it.
Okay, cool. You
I'm
picked the
gonna go
winner
Michael
last week,
McDowell.
so you got first pick.
I'm going to do Michael McDowell.
McDowell, you always get McDowell on road courses.
So I think he's better than SVG.
Shows
I'm
you
a
win
huge McDowell fan, man, when it comes to fucking road courses. I don't know. SVG kind of took a fucking shit. He had a shit day. He'll come out with a vengeance because he had a shitty day at fucking Pocono. He spent a lot of his day on fucking pit road, too.
Yeah, he was involved in that wreck with like Bubba Wallace and Brad Keselowski, Josh Berry, and I forget who else was in there.
Oh, Connor Zilic. Remember you said he was going to be involved in the wreck and long as he
Zilic,
right?
what? Hey, whoa. Let's give a round of applause to Zilic. He actually finished the race, though. He was on the lead lap. Yeah, Zilic ended up finishing this race. He was in 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
But he was involved in that wreck, yeah. So great job by Connor Zilic.
I just can't believe you said. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of guys in that wreck, and you're like, oh no, Connor Zilic is probably in it. And then here he comes, fucking trotting down.
Yep, I even said it. I was like, I even said it to you. I'm like, yeah, Zilic is in that wreck, and then all of a sudden there's Zilic coming out that road. I'm like, told you. That dude, dude, if that guy, you want to make some gambles and some bets and all that type of stuff, like, just bet on the Connor Zilic DNF at this point.
Or involved in some type of wreck during the day.
Yeah. I will say this. I watched the iRacing video of them run those laps around San Diego. Not really a fan of the course. Not a fan of the course. But I do think that NASCAR needs to be on a street course every single year. I do like the idea of them on one street course each year. I just think that those turns are. There's one turn that's like, wow.
Dude, there's like 4 90-degree turns.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, damn, man.
Here comes the hurricane.
Yeah. Ride the Dente. All right, my pick. I'm sticking with SVJ. I'm just until proven otherwise, it's going to be SVJ. Until proven otherwise. But I don't think that this is going to be as easy of a week for SVG than in years past on some of these courses. But I do like SVG this week. In regards to DriverAverage.com 2023, since he came into the Cup, his average finish on road course is 6.7 with 7 wins, and that's road and street courses combined. The next up is Reddick with a 10 flat average finish. But I just think it's SVG's to lose. I really do. I don't foresee anything happening. Like I said, until proven otherwise, it's going to be SVG. Let's get the Phil one in chat line. He said SVG or Allmendinger for the steal. Allmendinger.
I would love to see Allmendinger win one more race, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Hollig is like light years behind everybody else at this point, and I just don't know if anybody else in the world can catch. I don't think that organization's in a prime position to win a road course race. Let's go the ones to watch. Who do you got?
Everybody but SVG. I mean,
you can say that. That's completely fine.
Because it sucks you don't have any data to go off of.
Yeah, we're going with street and road.
You know what I'm gonna
courses
say?
combined.
You know what? I just said his name. Fuck it, Carson Hocevar. Cause
Hocevar.
do you remember him back in Chicago when they raced Chicago? He raced aggressive.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he was banging off walls and shit, but
This might be the track. This might be the track to capture a couple positions on these turns, man. This might be a couple track. This might be the perfect track for him. One to watch for me. I'm actually going to go with, and I just saw a comment just pop up with from the Blend Edge chat line, but I'm sorry, Phil, for stealing this as well. Daniel Suarez.
yeah, I like that.
I like Daniel Suarez. It's, for some odd reason, this track. Well, he's not a notorious road race. He was good coming up. There's just something he hasn't really been effective since. But I just feel like Spire is just clicking on all cylinders a little bit right now. They're consistent, all that type of stuff. I mean, this to me screams like a Daniel Suarez. Like the Amigos are going to be crazy out there, considering that it's almost nearly a home race for him, close to being to Mexico. I do like Daniel Suarez as the one to watch. Now, granted, there's a lot of drivers to watch, right? I mean, Reddick, Buescher, Bell have all won on road course races since 2023 with really good average finishes. McDowell's won a road course race. William Byron's won a couple of road course races since 2023 with good average finishes. But I do like Daniel Suarez a lot this week because it's unexpected. We don't know what to expect, considering we've never run this course at all. This course is going to be very unique and a big challenge to basically all drivers. Well, I don't think it's going to be a challenge for SVG, but at the same time, I think for the rest of them, it's going to be a big challenge. I can see a guy like Daniel Suarez popping up through the field. Dark horse.
So people are gonna think he's not really a dark horse, but just because of the unfortunate circumstances he's had the last few weeks, but I'm gonna go with Seed Bell.
Man, wouldn't it be a great week for him to kind of just start picking things up?
I don't really think he's a dark horse. 'Cause I think he could be a threat, but I'm gonna use him just because he has had so many unfortunate weeks. Riding around, fucking fractured wrist, whatever it is, broken. I don't really even know.
Yeah, I like that one. Christopher Bell is a dark horse. A good road course racer too.
Yeah.
Dark horse this week. God, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot saying this, but Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott. Listen, he's been awful on road courses ever since this next gen car. Completely atrocious. There's no doubt in my. I mean, I remember when they all changed the road courses in 2021. I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna pop off 7 wins a year. Chase Elliott magically has not gotten a road course win in his career in this next gen car. I'm going to say the script's going to be flipped this week, and I think that this is because it's unexpected, and I think that I think he's one of those drivers that's going to be able to adjust to the unexpected, and I do like Chase Elliott a lot this week.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say Blaney.
No, I don't trust the Fords. I really don't trust. I don't trust the Fords right now, Jake. I just really don't.
He's just a really good. I mean, not really good. I think he's above average road course racer. So.
Yeah, like I said, I don't trust the Fords. I really don't, and I know Buescher is like that quote unquote good road course racer. I just don't trust Ford. I really don't. I think that the Chevrolet. I think the power's in the hands of Chevrolet and Toyotas. I really do, and. Yeah, this could get really interesting, right? You got SVG, all unexpected on this road course. We never raced it and all that type of stuff, so should be exciting.
Yeah,
should be exciting. I'm hoping it's not a dud, and should be an exciting week out in San Diego. So, all right, dude, let's take us to check the flag this evening. So, with all that being said, appreciate everyone chiming in on the Blend Edge chat line. Appreciate everyone's comments. A lot of fun this week talking post Pocono. I know we're sad that Pocono's over. Don't be sad it's over. Just be happy it happened, whatever that saying is. But we'll be back next year. But with all that being said, folks, if you love what you're hearing, follow us on Facebook at the Broken Wheel Bearing Podcast, YouTube at the Broken Wheel Bearing Podcast. If you're a fan of us on our Facebook page already, and you have friends that you love NASCAR and you know that would like to listen to us as well, really easy step for you to do. Go onto our Facebook page, go to the 3 dots, and invite some friends to follow us on Facebook. And they can be joining us live on our live stream every single week. Just saying. Pretty cool. But again, follow us on Facebook, YouTube at the Broken Wolverine Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music at the Broken Wolverine Podcast. Smash the follow button over there. And follow us on TikTok at the Broken Wolverine Pod so we can get live streaming on TikTok as well. With all that being said, if you're going to San Diego, enjoy it. Once in a lifetime experience. It's on a naval base. Everything looks pretty cool. The scenery looks really cool. I just don't know how it's going to be. But with all that being said, if you're going to San Diego, have fun, be safe. If not, enjoy San Diego wherever you're watching, and we will chat with you next week. Jake, you're off next week. So
unfortunately,
it's all good. We'll probably have a guest on the show. Looking to make that announcement later this week. So, safe travels.
I appreciate you.
Safe
Gonna
travels.
miss everybody, but I'll be back.
Yeah, you will be back with vengeance. Post Sonoma after Hamlin wins back to back. With all that being said, have a wonderful night. Be blessed, be safe, and we'll chat with you next week here at the Broken Wolverine Podcast. Good night.
He didn't slam you, he didn't bump you, he didn't nudge you, he rubbed you. And rubbing, son, is